She said she was flying to meet a friend, until I saw the message that broke me. The message popped up just as I was stirring sugar into my coffee. I'm flying to meet my online boyfriend for Valentine's. First I thought it was a joke. A meme maybe. Or one of those prank screenshots she'd send to make me laugh. But then I noticed the sender's name, Lena, my wife. For a few seconds I just stared at the screen. The words didn't seem real. My online boyfriend. The phrase hit like a brick, knocking the air out of me. My hand trembled so hard I almost spilled the coffee. I read it again. Slowly, carefully. Every letter burned itself into my mind. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a joke. She had texted me instead of him. Lena and I had been married for 5 years. 5 years of trying to make something good out of the chaos of life. Bills, long hours, takeout dinners, quiet weekends on the couch. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were solid. She'd always been the spontaneous one. Impulsive, energetic, full of surprises. I was the grounded one. Planner. The one who made sure the rent was paid and the lights stayed on. So when I saw her message, the first thing that hit me wasn't rage. It was confusion. Then disbelief. Then, heartbreak so sharp it left me shaking. I sat down at the kitchen table, her phone still glowing in my hand. The message had been sent seconds ago. I could see the typing bubbles pop up. She was already replying to him, probably realizing she'd sent it to the wrong person. Another message appeared. Wait, OMG, that wasn't for you. I can explain. I didn't reply. I just stared at it. Then I put the phone down and looked around our small apartment. Her scarf was hanging on the chair. Her shoes by the door. Everything normal, but suddenly it all felt fake. Like props in a play I didn't know I was performing in. My wife, the woman who fell asleep in my arms every night, was planning to fly across the country to meet a man she'd met online. 10 minutes later, I heard her car pull into the driveway. She walked in, humming softly, carrying a small overnight bag. Her hair was up, sunglasses perched on her head. She looked radiant, too radiant. "Morning, babe," she said, setting her bag down. "You're up early." I didn't answer. I just looked at her, really looked at her. "Lena," I said quietly. "Who's your online boyfriend?" Her smile froze. The color drained from her face. "What? You texted me by mistake." Her lips parted but no sound came out. She blinked once, twice, then tried to recover. "It's not what you think." I laughed, a hollow, bitter sound. "Oh, it's exactly what I think. You were flying out to meet him, weren't you?" Her eyes darted to the counter, where her phone still lay. She realized I'd read it. The panic in her face said it all. She stammered. "We were just talking. It was nothing serious. I swear I wasn't going to." "To what? Sleep with him? Spend Valentines with him instead of your husband?" Tears welled in her eyes. I felt lonely, okay? You've been so distant lately." And he listened. It got out of hand. The way she said it, it got out of hand, like she'd accidentally tripped and fallen into betrayal. I turned away because looking at her hurt. She reached for me but I stepped back. "Don't," I said quietly. "Just don't." I didn't shout. I didn't throw things. The anger hadn't fully formed yet. It was just this heavy, suffocating ache in my chest. He tried again. "Please, I just need time to think. I already booked the flight, but I can cancel it." "You booked it." Her silence was my answer. That was the moment something in me broke. When she went to shower, probably thinking she could talk me down later, I sat at the kitchen counter, opened my laptop, and logged into our joint credit card account. I stared at the recent purchases. Plane tickets, hotel reservations, an online boutique order for a red dress she'd never worn for me. My hands moved without hesitation. Blick. Cancel. Blick. Freeze account. Blick. Transfer savings to my private account. I didn't care about being calm anymore. I wasn't her safety net. Not today. By the time she came out, towel around her hair, humming softly again, I'd already packed a small bag and booked a stay at my brother's place. "Where are you going?" she asked, eyes wide. Somewhere that doesn't feel like a lie, I said. I walked out before she could speak. But I wasn't done. At the gas station down the road, I sat in my car, heart pounding, and texted her one word. What? Then, without hesitation, I blocked her number, cancelled every shared card, and turned off her phone access from the carrier app. If she wanted to fly out to meet her online boyfriend, she could explain to the airline why her tickets were void and her credit cards didn't work. I expected guilt to hit me, or maybe regret, but what I felt was something colder, clarity. For years I had given her everything: patience, stability, forgiveness for her impulsive spending, her mood swings, her need for excitement. I thought love meant protecting her even from her own chaos. But love shouldn't mean making yourself a fool. Hours later, as I sat in my brother's guest room, her number flashed on the screen. A blocked number. Then another. Then again. Finally, a call came through from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. Then curiosity got the better of me, and I listened. Her voice was trembling, mixed with background noise. "Please, Mark. I'm at the airport. My cards aren't working. Can't even check in. Please, I'm sorry. I messed up, okay? I was never going to go through with it. I didn't think you'd leave me like this." There was a long pause. I could hear her crying. "You said you'd never give up on me. Please, just answer. Please." Closed my eyes. For a second I almost called her back. Almost. But then I remembered the look in her eyes that morning. Not guilt, not remorse, but fear of being caught. That's when I knew the truth. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She was sorry she lost control of the lie. For the next 2 days, she tried to reach me through mutual friends. One sent a screenshot, her social media post. "People make mistakes. Love should mean forgiveness." Another said she was heartbroken, that she'd been tempted but never acted on it. It was strange. How quickly betrayal can turn into self-pity when the spotlight shifts. A week later, I finally agreed to meet her at a small cafe near our old apartment. She looked exhausted, pale, eyes red from crying. "Mark," she whispered, reaching across the table. "I was stupid. I was lost. I was just talking, nothing more. I needed attention, and I didn't think it would go that far." I looked at her hand, trembling slightly on the table. I used to love that hand. Used to think it was the safest place in the world. "You lied," I said softly. "Not just about him. About us. About what we meant to you." She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "I still love you." I let out a tired laugh. "You love the idea of being loved. You love having someone waiting at home while you chase something new." A sob. People were staring. But I didn't care. When I stood to leave, she grabbed my wrist. "Please don't go. We can fix this. Change. I promise." I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time I saw her clearly. "I used to believe that," I said. "That love could fix anything. But love without respect is just another lie." Then I walked away. The divorce papers came 2 months later. She didn't fight them. Sometimes late at night I'd think about that morning. The way her message lit up my phone, the sound of her car pulling into the driveway, the trembling in her voice when she said she could explain. And I'd realize something. I hadn't lost her that day. I'd already lost her long before. In all the moments I ignored the distance, the late-night texts, the way she smiled at her phone and quickly put it down when I walked in. The message was just the final truth breaking through the illusion. Last Valentine's Day, I booked a one-way ticket. Not to run away but to move forward. A small town by the coast. Quiet. Peaceful. Sometimes when I see couples walking hand in hand, I feel a small ache. Not of regret but remembrance. Love, I learned, isn't proven by promises or apologies whispered after betrayal. It's shown in the ordinary, honest moments when no one's watching. And if that kind of love ever finds me again, I'll know it by one thing. No messages I'll ever have to question.